Chapter 1 of the book Gone Bad. First of all, the book Gone Bad is an unofficial work of the book Gone Girl. It is a purely fan produced copy that is made under the emergence of knowing what next. Chapter 1. How bad it would be if you never really get to know that the light you were searching for was never there to illuminate the eyes you sought there as. I knew Nick was not the ideal man I was searching for. It was the time I saw him that I knew it would be the most difficult part I was to play on my side. Day by day, as I fell for him, I knew I was losing myself, but I couldn't help it out. The way he pressed his chin and passed next to my lips, I felt so divine that no point in my life I felt better on my own. The moment I saw him for the very first time, it was an interrogation we began with. Never in my life I knew it would be always about questions for the rest of my life. There were times I preferred silence, watching his face as he laid by my side, looking straight to the intimacy I had. To my peculiarity, I never found an answer. I might be a challenge for him, like the ones you have in your school days, when you scram off in front of your friends, exclaiming a relation with a hot bitch. I never knew if I were the one. I never wanted a child. Not because it would have ruined the endearment between us, but because I never knew if it really did exist. I never wanted to hurt him, as it would have let me down, but the moment I passed right in front of my eyes, pressing down on someone's pussy shit, I wanted to kill him. I wanted to gash his thought and cry over his blood flowing past my chest. Nick was the love of my life, and he remained to be the same for the rest of my life. But he had to pay off. Everyone pays off. It was a Saturday night party. Nick had all his friends on the Simone. It was 1 a.m. by the morning, and still the buzz was beneath. Things between us were turning simple now. That he knew what I was all up to. We were coming back to the peace we had lost. I was tired as I worked hard in the garden planting Carissa. The plant had its own significance. The more emerging and caressing it looked far off, the more shooty did its thorn pieces ends, lest you handle it with care. I turned aside and lit the bed lamp of my side. This illuminated the void bed that I was having since it all dawned upon. Putting on the robe, I walked out of the room to call for my caring husband to manage the volume for me. "Nick!" exclaimed out, as I descended from the step. My voice barely echoed my own ears as the Mick Jagger music deafened the same. As I reached down, the place was hell. My table where I worked was full of glasses of wine overspilled. The carpet was messy and men of all age lying tipsy on the floor. This outraged me. Out of rage and aggression, I called out, "Nick!" He didn't reply, nor did I find him anywhere. Around the corner, I was in wrath. I walked down to the speakers to shut them off. "Nick Dunn!" I squealed. Still the obscure silence surrounded me with no familiar voice I did hear. "Amazing, Amy!" I just heard someone whisper, it quite close to my back. The voice was not the one I did ever hear too. I turned around to look for the flock. "Sorry," I sounded stiffly. There was a man of around 23 standing right in front of me with a glass of wine which he had sipped by his lips as I remarked at him. He was appealing, highly built, and strong by his personality. I always liked a man like him. Nick was the one too. "Amy Dunn, who doesn't know about you?" said he as he smiled. "The amazing writer, amazing Amy, still the best, not only by character, but even by her way of brave, smart, and beautiful." His last remark made me blush. "You're flirting, and to your friend's wife at the middle of the night? That's amazing of you," I taunted. I knew he wanted to say something, as I could read his face. As he looked around, his eyes muttered something. Harry Belt," said he. "Amy Dunn," I replied. At this, he said, "I know, everyone does. You're an inspiration." We talked over a bit more things, more and more, but nothing notable. All was confined to Nick and me. Then came Nick, my loving husband. "It's good to meet Harry," said he. I knew he was not affectionate. "Your wife is beautiful." said Harry at the middle of a sentence. This was unexpected and quite appealing. I knew where his eyes wandered. I know where all men look. Down to a girl's skin where you could embarrass your need. But I loved the way it made Nick turn envious. That's the end of the first chapter of The Gone Girl. Chapter 1 of the book Gone Bad. First of all, the book Gone Bad is an unofficial work of the book Gone Girl. It is a purely fan-produced copy that is made under the emergence of knowing what next. Chapter 1. How bad it would be if you never really get to know that the light you were searching for was never there to illuminate the eyes you sought there as. I knew Nick was not the ideal man I was searching for. It was the time I saw him that I knew it would be the most difficult part I was to play on my side. Day by day, as I fell for him, I knew I was losing myself, but I couldn't help